In the series of videos of world's secret agencies and its operations, today we are going to see the key incidents of the operations of Mossad. Mossad is the national intelligence agency of Israel. Its headquarters is located at Tel Aviv-Yafo of Israel. The term Mossad is a Hebrew word that means institute or organization. It is derived from the full name of the agency, Hamossad Limodian Yultafkedim Mayuhadim, which translates to the Institute for Intelligence and Special Operations. It was founded in 1949, a year after Israel declared independence on May 14, 1948. The Declaration of Independence came after the United Nations General Assembly had voted to partition Palestine into two states, one for Jews and one for Arabs. The agency was created to gather intelligence and protect the country's security. The first members of the agency were former members of the Haganah, a Jewish paramilitary organization, intelligence agencies, and other organizations involved in Israel's struggle for independence. The agency's first director was Isser Harel, a former intelligence officer. Isser Harel, who served as the director of Mossad from 1952 to 1963, was born in Vitebsk of Belarus in 1912. He immigrated to Palestine in 1932 and became involved in the Jewish underground, working with several different paramilitary and intelligence organizations during Israel's struggle for independence. They are known for the ability to gather intelligence from a variety of sources. The agency has a large network of agents and informants around the world. Mossad also uses advanced technology to gather intelligence, such as hacking, satellite surveillance and drones. The training is rigorous and intense. Agents are taught a variety of skills, including hand-to-hand combat, surveillance, and intelligence gathering. Mossad also emphasizes the importance of being able to adapt to different situations and think on one's feet. The agents are known for their ability to blend in with their surroundings and operate covertly. They are also trained in the use of a variety of weapons, both lethal and non-lethal. The commonly used sniper rifles by Mossad include the Seiko TRG-22 and TRG-42, the HNK MSG-90, and the Barrett M82. Mossad places a high value on loyalty and secrecy. Agents are required to sign a lifetime non-disclosure agreement. Mossad operates under the authority of the Prime Minister of Israel. They are accountable to the Knesset, Israeli parliament, for its actions. Mossad has a close working relationship with other intelligence agencies around the world, including the CIA and MI6. The first operation. Between 1950 and 1952, Mossad agents helped to smuggle Jews out of Iraq in an operation called Ezra and Nehemiah. In 1950, Iraq passed a law that allowed Jews to leave the country but forbade them from taking any of their assets with them. Mossad began working to help Iraqi Jews escape the country and reach Israel, but the process was slow and dangerous due to Iraqi government restrictions and the risks of crossing borders illegally. The agents used a variety of methods, including bribing border guards and using fake passports and travel documents. They used cars, planes, boats, and even donkeys to transport Jews across rugged terrain and through areas that were difficult to access by car or foot. The second operation. In 1960, Mossad's mission was to track down and capture Nazis who had escaped to South America after World War II. The operation was called Operation Finale. Mossad agents were able to capture and bring to justice Adolf Eichmann, one of the architects of the Holocaust. They tracked down Eichmann to a suburb of Buenos Aires, where they monitored his movements and gathered intelligence on his daily routine. The agents decided to abduct Eichmann rather than try to extradite him, as they feared he would be tipped off and escape justice. Mossad operatives then seized Eichmann outside of his home and smuggled him out of Argentina to Israel, where he was put on trial for crimes against humanity. Mossad identified themselves as police officers and told Eichmann that he was being arrested on charges of immigration fraud, and he went with them without resistance. It was only later, when he was on the plane to Israel, that he realized he had been captured by Israeli agents, and began to protest. Mossad's success in capturing Eichmann put the agency on the map, and earned it international recognition. The third operation. Operation Diamond was a Mossad operation carried out in 1972 to obtain technology for Israel's nuclear program. The operation involved the theft of a shipment of 200 tons of yellowcake uranium from a French nuclear reprocessing plant in Normandy of France. The agents infiltrated the plant, and used a variety of techniques to gain access to the uranium, including creating a fake company, and forging documents. The stolen uranium was shipped to Israel on a boat disguised as a Norwegian cargo ship, the Skeresborg A. The fourth operation. In 1976, Mossad carried out a daring raid on an airport in Uganda to free Israeli hostages. The mission was a success and is now known as the Entebbe raid. On June 27, 1976, an Air France Airbus carrying 248 passengers was hijacked by terrorists shortly after taking off from Athens, Greece. The hijackers, members of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, and the German revolutionary cells, demanded the release of Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. After landing in Entebbe, Uganda, the hijackers separated Jewish passengers from non-Jewish ones, and threatened to kill them if their demands were not met. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin ordered the formation of a special task force to rescue the hostages, with Mossad agent Yonatan Netanyahu, who is brother of later Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, to lead the mission. On July 4, 1976, Israeli commandos disguised as Ugandan soldiers stormed the Entebbe airport, killing all 7 hijackers, and dozens of Ugandan soldiers in a 90-minute operation. The Israeli commandos rescued 102 of the 106 hostages, including one Israeli soldier who had been on the hijacked plane, and flew them back to Israel in a C-130 Hercules transport plane. The fifth operation. Operation Wrath of God was a Mossad operation carried out in the 1970s and 1980s in response to the murder of 11 Israeli athletes at the 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich. The operation aimed to track down and assassinate members of the Palestinian terrorist group Black September, who were responsible for the Munich massacre. Mossad agents identified and targeted members of Black September who were living in Europe and the Middle East. The first target of the operation was Wiles Wader, a Palestinian poet and alleged PLO representative in Italy, who was assassinated in Rome in October 1972. The second target was Mahmoud Hamzhari, a senior PLO official in Paris, who was killed by a bomb placed in his telephone in December 1972. The third target was Ali Hassan Salameh, the chief of operations for Black September, who was killed in a car bombing in Beirut in 1979. Mossad agents also targeted members of the PLO leadership, including Yasser Arafat, although they were unsuccessful in their attempts to assassinate him. The sixth operation. Operation Orchard. In September 2007, the agency received intelligence that Syria had a secret nuclear facility in the remote desert region of Deir ez-Zor. Israel's prime minister at the time, Ehud Olmert, formed a secret committee, which included the head of Mossad, Meir Dagon, and the head of military intelligence, Amos Yadlin, to plan a strike on the facility. On September 6, 2007, 8 Israeli F-15 and F-16 fighter jets took off from an airbase in northern Israel and flew over the Mediterranean Sea, avoiding detection by Syrian air defenses. The Israeli fighter jets entered Syrian airspace and used precision-guided bombs to destroy the nuclear facility in Deir ez-Zor. The strike was successful, and the facility was completely destroyed. Later confirmed that the facility was a nuclear reactor built with the help of North Korea. The seventh operation. Mossad has also been involved in tracking down and assassinating individuals deemed a threat to Israel's security. One such operation was the killing of Mahmoud al-Mabhouh, a senior Hamas military commander. Mahmoud al-Mabhouh was a senior Hamas military commander who was targeted for assassination by Mossad agents in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, in January 2010. Mossad agents, who were traveling on fake passports from various countries, arrived in Dubai on January 19, 2010, and checked into different hotels in the city. On January 20, 2010, Mahmoud al-Mabhouh arrived in Dubai from Damascus, Syria, and checked into the Al Bustan Rotana Hotel. That same day, Mossad agents disguised as tourists entered the Al Bustan Rotana Hotel and made their way to al-Mabhouh's room, where they killed him using a combination of suffocation and electric shock. The assassination was captured on CCTV footage, which showed the Mossad agents entering and leaving the hotel. The Dubai police launched investigation revealed that at least 26 people were involved in the assassination, including Mossad agents, European passport holders, and Arab nationals. Though there are many such success stories, Mossad has never failed to learn from its failures as well. In 1997, Mossad agents attempted to assassinate Khalid Meshal, a Hamas leader, but were caught and forced to provide an antidote to the poison they had used. The failed operation strained relations between Israel and Jordan, where the agents had been operating. Khalid Meshal was the leader of Hamas political bureau in Jordan, and was targeted for assassination by Mossad agents in 1997. Mossad agents, who were traveling on fake Canadian passports, arrived in Jordan and set up surveillance on Meshal's movements. On September 25, 1997, Meshal was walking to work in the Jordanian capital of Amman, when Mossad agents attacked him from behind with a canister of poison. The poison was designed to cause paralysis and death within minutes, but Meshal's bodyguards were able to catch the Mossad agents and apprehend them before they could escape. Mossad's cover was blown when the Canadian government confirmed that the passports were forgeries. The Mossad agents were held in Jordanian custody, and the Israeli government was forced to negotiate with Jordan for their release. Under pressure from the United States, which feared that the incident would harm the Middle East peace process, the Israeli government agreed to release an antidote to the poison and apologize for the incident. The Mossad agents were eventually released and flown back to Israel, where they were given a hero's welcome. Despite its several success stories, and few stories which they would write off from history, Mossad remains one of the world's most effective intelligence agencies, with a reputation for innovation, creativity, and professionalism. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel.